Well, thank you. That's a pretty nice jersey. I'm pretty excited about that. That's pretty awesome. Certainly a lot of thank yous today. First and foremost, thank you to President Gordon Gee. Even though he couldn't be here today, he certainly has been incredible throughout this process. To Shane Lyons, to Kelly Zinn, to Matt Wells, for this incredible opportunity to be the next head coach at West Virginia University. This day is a very exciting day for us and for our family. There is a great deal of energy in this Coliseum. So thank you to all of you for coming today and being a part of this moment. Also, a special thank you to Coach Mike Carey and to his staff for all of their hard work and their dedication to this program. The name Mike Carey is synonymous with West Virginia women's basketball. And for all of your years of service, Coach, if you're watching this, I want to say thank you. Thank you for what you have done, and please know that we will do our very best to carry the torch forward, and we are going to continue to do our best to build on the cornerstone that you and all our alumni have laid for us. We will all go on this journey together, and as we do that, I'd like to be able to introduce you to some people who are very near and dear to me. So our families are going to become connected through this process. So with that, today I'd like to introduce you to some members of my family. Joining me today is my husband, Jay, our son, AJ, who plays basketball at the University of South Dakota, our daughter, Lexi, who plays basketball at Grand Valley State University in Michigan. And just so you guys know, that means there are 4 point guards in our family. We have some very interesting conversations and a whole lot of fun. Traveling from Wisconsin is my mother, Mary. My father wasn't able to come on this trip, but you will see him when he comes at another time. And my Aunt Sharon, who came to join us here today. They actually got here a little bit early because they heard all about Almost Heaven, and they're like, I'm coming to check it out. So they've been here for a little while already. And a dear friend and mentor in Brian Stanchek. So to our family, thank you for coming today and being a part of this. And just for the record, there's going to be a battle to see who gets that jersey, just so you guys know. I saw them already looking at it. I know. Yeah, I know. While we are very, very thankful to be here today, it was also a very difficult challenge to say goodbye to our family at the University of South Dakota. I would like to sincerely thank all of our players, our coaches, our staff, our administrators, and our fans from USD. There are many great moments that we shared together, and there are many tears that were shed in the past few days. But from a marketing standpoint, let's not be surprised when there are some flying WV t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hats that are now being sold in the South Dakota region. And now to the most important people in this room, our players. To you ladies, we commit to giving you everything that we have. Our goal is to do everything we can to assist you in your development on and off the court. On the court, we will strive to grow you into the most versatile, complete version of who you can be as a basketball player. Our style, if you will, is to play positionless basketball. And that's something that we're going to continue to grow each one of your skill sets so that you have a whole lot of fun with that. Off the court, we have a goal for you that when you graduate from West Virginia University, our flagship institution here, that you will be as confident young women as you can become, and you're ready to take on any challenges that life is ready to throw your way. Ladies, we have a rich tradition here. We have 13 NCAA tournament appearances, 4 conference championships, 30 All-Americans, and many, many former players that have played professionally, either here in the WNBA or overseas. We have a strong foundation that has been laid for us by those who came before us. Now, I heard we had some alumni here today. Can we have our alumni who are here today from women's basketball stand and be recognized? Who do we have here? Thank you, ladies. So now the question becomes how? How do we take this great foundation and build upon it? Well, it all comes down to people. We are on a mission to surround ourselves with high energy individuals who are going to focus on the details on a daily basis. Our goal is really quite simple. We aim to do the little things well, both individually and collectively. As mentioned earlier, our staff's mission here at West Virginia University is devoted to development. That mission starts in the phase of connecting, building relationships, and fostering strong bonds with our players. Once those relationships have grown, then there becomes trust. That trust allows us to teach and to coach our players on and off the court. I have been particularly blessed throughout my coaching career to work with great coaches and great staffs. At the University of South Dakota, we were able to build a very special program with great coaches. Our coaches worked tirelessly. But I'm going to say, I don't know if there was a coaching staff in America that had more fun than we did while we were doing it. And so, yes, we're going to play music in practice. And the coaches might be the ones dancing every once in a while. You may have to help us a little bit with that because we got some work to do. But our staff has great synergy together. And I'm very thankful to have them here today. I would love for you to meet them. So, coaches, if you could, please stand. Jason Jeske and his wife, Courtney, their daughter, Riley, Aaron Horn, and Ariel Breaker. Let's give them a great welcome, please. They are absolutely phenomenal people, first and foremost, and I'm really looking forward to all of you getting to know them. But it doesn't just stop at our coaching staff. It's our support staff, our managers, our practice guys, and everyone here in this room that will help us continue to build on the legacy of Mountaineer women's basketball. To our dance team who couldn't be here today because they are competing in nationals, we wish them the best. So let's give it up for our dance team. That's kind of fun. That'll be a great time. To our cheer team who is here today, thank you for creating an incredible and a fun environment. We look forward to that continuing, so thank you. To our pep band, thank you for coming today. Really appreciate you. And just so you know, the pep band has a special spot in my heart. I was a saxophone player at one point in time, so let's go not that it's saxophones against the world, but I'm just saying, got a special place in my heart. So we're gonna have an awful lot of fun building that energy and that excitement. To our Mountaineer maniacs, let's go. All right, your enthusiasm is contagious. This is gonna be fun. And we look forward to working with you to fill this Coliseum with other great students like yourselves. And to our fans, this is truly special when we connect with each other. It makes the experience of watching and cheering for your team even more fun. We will commit to building that relationship over time. We believe in and we will invest in the motto that every moment matters. So please do know that we want to build that connectivity with you, and that may take a little bit of time, but we are truly committed to it. You can help us by letting us know how we can assist you in community service activities. You'll see us in the community right alongside of you. Now, we also have to understand there's students first, so there are going to be some points in time we have to figure out that balance for them to make sure that they're taking care of their academics first and foremost. You can also help us by continuing to recruit your friends, your family, your coworkers, your neighbors. Shoot, anybody you know, bring them to games. This is going to be a lot of fun, so we appreciate your help with that. And now to everyone who is here today and to everyone who is tuning in online, let's do this. Let's build this together. Hail West Virginia, and let's go Mountaineers.
Stay right up there. At this time, we will begin the press conference. We have a couple of folks from Sports Communications that have microphones, and so all you have to do is raise your hand, and they will come out. Coach, take it away.
So Dawn, down here for Greg Henner, Blue and Gold News, Metro News. So first of all, you've been a first-year coach at other stops. Initial not problems, but challenges you face in getting your program off the ground?
First thing is we got to find a house. Those are really hard to find around here. Goodness gracious, that's kind of tough. Really excited. I think there's a process in really getting to know our players and developing that relationship. It's something that we want to be authentic, and that takes a little bit of time. And so building that connectivity will take some time, but in meeting with them so far, I think they are very eager to get started, and we're very excited for an opportunity to get out on the basketball court and spend some time together.
For me, recruiting-wise, in looking at your roster at South Dakota, very Midwestern-based. Mm-hmm. Obviously, West Virginia is not in the Midwest. Where do you recruit? How do you recruit? And I guess you got to hit the ground running real quick.
Well, the great thing is I've had a chance to be at some other institutions prior to the University of South Dakota and recruit in this area, and also be at the University of Michigan and recruit nationally. So certainly something that we really believe our staff is very talented at and really looking forward to.
John Antonik, WVUSports.com. You've had other opportunities. Why this one and why now?
Well, I've had a chance to be in coaching for a few years now. I'm not going to tell you how many, but I'm sure you can probably figure it out. And I don't want to say it because our players don't think I'm that old yet. They haven't figured it out. But I've had a chance to coach for quite a few years. And certainly during that time, you understand the landscape of women's basketball. And West Virginia women's basketball is a national brand, and it is a brand of basketball that has a great legacy and history behind it. And so to have an opportunity to be here and to be the next head women's basketball coach is something that is a dream. It's really, really exciting for us.
Coach Justin Jackson with the Dominion Post here in Morgantown. Going back over like the last 7-8 years, West Virginia's home attendance has ranked like 6th or below among Big 12 schools, and you kind of talked about your connection you want to make with the community. Can you kind of just talk a little bit more about that? What kind of ideas that you may have to try to bring more of a base into this program?
Well, I think certainly it starts. There are a couple different groups. We have our students. So our students help us build that, and that's an exciting to have them in the stands. They create an energy that only college kids really can. But then I also think there are great opportunities with the diehard women's basketball fans, and I can tell we got quite a few of them here today. So, for us to connect with them and to assist them, whether that's in community service events or whether that is in just getting them to know our young ladies, I think builds a connectivity, and then all of a sudden they start to recruit their friends, and that continues to grow. At the same time, I think there's a group of young girls in our community that we've done some different things at different universities and mentored some of those girls through some different programs that we've had. And so I think it's not one group. It's not just, one base of fan. It is reaching out to a number of different, groups and really trying to grow this collectively. But again, that comes down to every moment matters. So it takes a little bit of time, and certainly we are willing to invest and help grow it. And our players are too. The one thing they said is they're really excited about those opportunities.
Situation and building up the fan base at the other stops.
Right. So I would say at the University of South Dakota, when we got there was a good fan base to begin with. We really tried to continue to grow that. When we traveled to Wichita, I think if there were 8,000 fans at our game, we had about 6,000 of them there. So, it's certainly something that has grown over the course of time. It's not something that changes right away, or it's not something that you build upon, in day one. Although I think it's something that, again, our program, our coaches are really devoted to.
Curious, what are your non-negotiables as a coach?
Right. I would say it a little bit differently. I would say, what are my expectations as a coach, if you will? And expectation number one is to be your best for our young ladies. And there are 4 categories of be your best. Be your best academically. Be your best on the basketball court. And we say on the basketball court, when we get it, we celebrate it. And when we don't get it, we try again until we get it. And the third way to be your best is in the community. And that's, again, how we build. To whom much is given, much is expected. And we want to give back. On one hand, we also know that helps in growing our fan base as well. And the fourth way of be your best is as a teammate. That's something that's really important to our program. Expectation number 2 is to be thankful. We certainly know that at West Virginia University we have incredible opportunities here, and we want to make sure that we are approaching that with a thankful and grateful heart. We want to be humble. We also want to be hungry too at the same time. And expectation number 3 is to enjoy the precious present. I really believe this. I think college-age kids are under more stress and more pressure than ever before in our history. I think it's really a challenge. And so now all of a sudden you take high academic young ladies who are focusing on their classes, and then there's something that things don't always go perfectly in class. Something didn't go exactly as planned, didn't exactly get the grade you wanted on a quiz, a paper, whatever it was, and now all of a sudden you're playing basketball. You have to compartmentalize and you have to move on to the next thing, and now you're in basketball. Basketball is not utopia either. It's not perfect every single day. Not everything goes well. But now you got to go back and you got to study. And so then there are all the other outside, there's your family. We want them to have an opportunity to have a balance in their lives. And so I think what we really stress is to enjoy the precious present, to be in the here and now. And that's something that's really important in our program.
Last thing for me, how did you beat Baylor? That was a hell of a basketball team.
That was a lot of fun.
Really good.
I don't think that was a real question. I don't think you really want an answer with that, but that was a lot of fun.
Coach Nick Farrell, Golden Blue Nation. You mentioned your philosophy a moment ago, playing positionless basketball. How is that accomplished through recruiting, through coaching, and do you find that that's a style that a lot of young ladies want to play?
Well, first of all, we find that it is a style that a lot of young ladies enjoy playing because, JJ and Maddie are excited to post up, so that's kind of fun for them. I'm not sure how many times they're going to get to do that, but we'll open up the lane a little bit. They can flash and maybe get a quick score. But I do think it's something that's really fun for players to work on their whole game. And, from a recruiting standpoint, it is something that a lot of players want to be able to play in that type of a style and that type of a system. I think it's a strength of our staff to develop players and to continue to help them grow their games and stretch their games, whether that's stretch it on the perimeter or handle it better or push it up the court, different types of things along those lines. Now, the great part about it is that we have players that we've coached over the course of time that have kind of modified that system. So it's going to be fun to see how they do that. So we started it when I was coaching at Grand Valley State, and it was a 4-out, 1-in. And we had one kid kind of locked onto one block. And then we took that style, and we had success with that style. Then we took it to the next opportunity to be a head coach was at Northern Kentucky University. And we had a young lady who wouldn't stay locked on the block. She kept floating all over the place. And at the time, we thought, this makes it a little harder to guard. But what are the rules with it? We have to modify it. We came to, the University of South Dakota, and we had a 6'4" versatile post kid, or became a very versatile post kid. The next year, we were really small. And we had our tallest kid was probably 5'10", although we did list her as 6 foot on the roster. Sometimes you do that. So, but that was a year that it was really hard to guard us because of our overall versatility. And then the next year we had a really strong post presence, and so it became more of a 4-out, 1-in. So the good part for us is we're able to modify it to accommodate and fit our personnel to the best of our ability.
Coach, obviously the face of college athletics is changing rapidly by the day with the transfer portal, NIL, just different things. I'm just kind of interested in what your philosophy is on where we're heading with college athletics now, and then how do you kind of take that and build your basketball program in these changing times?
Right, I think it's a great question because who does know exactly where it's going to go? But I also think that's where our ability to really connect with our young ladies and build our culture in the respect of around trust and really doing the little things well, I think really helps us in building a connectivity that is special. We talked about non-negotiables, or I call them expectations. We have a couple of phrases that are really important in our program. One is toughness, and what does toughness look like? Well, toughness can be defined kind of as a team that really gets after it defensively. We were fortunate at the University of South Dakota that we had a program and a team that finished second in the country in points per game allowed. So defensively, there's a toughness to that. You take charges, you get on the floor, it excites your team, it excites your fan base. That's a lot of fun too. So toughness looks like that. But at the same time, for us, toughness is doing the little things well. Every moment matters, taking care of the basketball. We were also fortunate enough to have a team that finished second in the country in turnovers per game, so valuing the basketball. So toughness is something that helps us build who we are. And then there's the togetherness piece. For us, the chemistry, the time that we get to spend together, yes, on the basketball court, but certainly off the court. So while we're doing the community service activities, and while it's great for our community, it's great for us, because we're building that unity together. And so for us, as we look at the landscape, we don't know exactly where it's going to go. So what are we going to focus on? We're going to focus on who we are and how we continue to grow together. Do we get to shoot that thing off, or when do we do that? I'm waiting for that. I heard it like scare. Does it really scare everybody, or what? Oh, yeah. Does it? We're not doing it today, huh? Oh, okay. Well, next time.
Oh, yeah, you can't wait till the opposing team doesn't expect that to go off. It's one of the